I'm Dr. Alex Loyd. Welcome to the Spiritual Laws of Nature. I entitled the one today, Risk Outcome. Okay? It's a big term in the world out there today, risk outcome. And what you're supposed to do with risk outcome is manage it. Manage the risk outcome. All right? Well, what this spiritual law is kind of about is here's how I'd say it. Risk outcome can ruin your life if you don't risk. Okay? That's the message. So, risk outcome. Every insurance company in the world, and believe me, there's a lot of them. About 30 years ago, when I sold insurance for a little while, there were 1,500 insurance companies in America, and most of the large buildings in downtown cities had one of those companies' names on it, typically. All right? So that's the entire insurance industry. It's the entire security industry, whether it's home security or the police department or whatever. All right? So both of those entire industries are 100% about managing risk outcome. Okay? For most people, I would say, the people I've worked with, I would say that risk outcome and managing that is probably the number one priority of the majority of clients I've had. All right? For the ones who it was not their number one thing, it was for sure number two. Okay? So chances are right now, this is one of the top two issues in your life and always has been. Now, it's not up at the forefront unless something happens that's painful. All right? But the instant something happens that's painful, you fall down, you have a car wreck, somebody punches you in the nose, somebody tells you you're a no-good scoundrel, you get bad financial news, you stub your toe, doesn't matter, all right? As soon as something is painful, or our eyes or imagination think about something pleasurable, the risk outcome kicks in, all right? Painful, we understand that one real easily, right? Protect us from that pain. The pleasurable kicks in a different system that is go get that. And as soon as I imagine having it, my heart has taken ownership of that. And so now if I don't get it, I'm going to feel a loss. How big a loss? How strong the feeling was about it. Okay? So for most people, risk management is number one. Okay? If it comes up, everything else is secondary. And some people live there all the time, where every day, all day, is about either not losing pleasurable things like drinks or food or a comfortable temperature or nice clothes or healthy sexual relations or whatever, all right? So it's either about not losing the pleasurable things I have in my life and trying to get more, and protecting the stuff I've already accumulated that I don't want to lose, including maybe not having pain, physical or emotional pain. All right? Your fight or flight mechanism is the mechanism directly tied in to your risk management system. That's it. And if you've been listening to me very long, the fight or flight system being engaged when it shouldn't be is the source of stress. That is stress. That's the definition of stress. All right? So the number one system in the body, the most primal, the one that we came out of the womb with, even pre-womb, all right, that is the one tied to risk management. So that's how big an issue it is for how we're made and how we're built, all right? And the risk, as I already said, typically involves pleasure or pain. Not losing pleasures or getting new ones, and protecting myself from pain I've already experienced or perceived pain in the future. Well, what's the problem with that? I mean, don't we all want to go through life with as little pain as possible? Well, I would have answered yes for a lot of my life, but today I would answer no. Why? Why would I say that? Because there is no love or peace without risk. Okay? It doesn't exist. The instant you choose to love someone, you are now opening yourself up for all kinds of pains and vulnerabilities. The most famous ancient manuscript in the world talking about love says love suffers all things. So if you're going for love, suffering is maybe number one on the menu. Love suffers all things, not some things, all things. Okay? Maybe some other things in life, you might have to suffer something, but not all things. It says love suffers all things. Okay? So if there's no love, but we are managing risk, what's that life like? You want to live that life? Managing risk is going great, but no love? Okay? Or what about lots of love, but not managing the risk very well? Having a good bit of pain and not as many pleasures as I want. You want to live that life? Well, I'd rather live that life than the other life with no love, and I think anybody would once they experienced a loveless life for some extended period of time. And as I work with people at the end of their life, they always prioritize that, number one. Always. And regret the times in their life that they didn't. Okay? So there's no love without risk. All right? So if you're in risk management for no risk, no love. If you say, okay, I'll take 20% risk, then you may be limiting love. All right? So just think about that as far as your life in the future. And I'm not talking about risk to your physical health. Go out and go skydiving. No. We're not talking about that kind of risk. We're talking about the risk of giving up the end results in my life to God or to love. Okay? Because the minute I focus on end results in the future, I kick my fight or flight system in. All right? So I'm not talking about that kind of stuff. I'm talking about emotional pain. Opening yourself up for emotional feeling pain, and maybe all day long if you are living and acting in love all day long. Okay? M. Scott Peck, the wonderful writer of The Road Less Traveled, huge bestseller, medical doctor, wrote another book, and he talked about the only way you can get to the end results you most want in your life is to go through chaos. It's just a fact. And 90+% of people, when they get to chaos, turn around and go back. Why? Because chaos means pain. It means change. It means that risk management thing is going all over the place now. And you're going to get nicked here and there a little bit until that thing gets straightened out. Okay? But if you're so adverse to the pain, whether it's, and pain can be a lack or losing of pleasure all day long. So don't think just pain, think also pleasure. All right? If I'm not willing to give that up, that end result, then I can't love. And if I love, I have to give up that end result. And also, when I focus on the end result, as I said, you're spiking your nervous system. Okay. In my opinion, here's what you have to do. You have to love your way through the pain. Okay? So when pain comes, and pain typically either means that something's wrong or I need to learn something. All right? So examine it. Say, is something wrong or do I need to learn something? Sometimes it can be both, but at least when pain hits, look at both of those. If you need to learn something, you're probably going to keep experiencing the pain until you learn it. So that's another reason, as soon as pain hits, look to see, is there something I need to learn from this? So when pain hits, instead of it's love your way through the pain. You may be hanging on by your fingernails, all right? But chances are you do that and love through the pain, and this is going to take you up higher in your entire life. And every time you do it, it will. However, if you're committed to risk management, you will likely go around the same path your whole life and just keep doing the same things over and 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 never get up to the high country of your best possible life. So, I believe instead of risk management, we need to be aware in our life all day, every day of managing not risking. Not risking, which means acting and living in love, because love requires you to risk constantly, and you will end up suffering all things. Okay? But the more love, the more happy. The more love, the more health. The more love, the more successful at your job. So everything you want is there. But to get there, you have to be willing to go through the pain, to learn through the pain, to love through the pain, to give up the end results ultimately to God to love. Do the best you can, but give them up. And to every day saying, okay, am I trying to not risk too much today? And if I am, let me find a place I can love here and open myself up. All right? And I know this is a paradoxical truth because our basic nature is to protect. Yeah, that's how we're supposed to live to 6, 8, 10, 12. And then after that, we're supposed to live whatever is right, whatever is good, whatever is true, whatever is love-based, regardless of whether it hurts or not. All right? So instead of risk management, manage not risking. Have a wonderful, blessed day.